On today's episode of Hidden India, we are going to see what happens when monkeys close down a bridge. Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, and if you haven't already, then don't forget to subscribe. In this episode, we head to the state of Uttarakhand. And I've been here before, and it is home to some beautiful places, including one that many people consider to be the origin of the Ganges, the holiest river in Hinduism. But this episode is not about the Ganges. Instead, we will see what happens when hungry rhesus macaques close down a bridge. Let's begin. We start our story on the banks of the Ganges River in the town of Devprayag, which is considered the meeting point of three important rivers. The Ganges, which originates in the northern part of the country, joins another river called Yamuna here. But these waters meet at an angle and do not mix for several kilometers downstream. At least that's what I found out after walking into the water. Now, the third river is called the Saraswati, which joins the other two from below. It's invisible to the naked eye because it's almost completely dried up, but it's still there according to legend. These three rivers come together at a place known as the Triveni Sangam, and since the river's origin is a popular pilgrimage site, it attracts lots of visitors, especially during religious festivals like Ardkumbh Mela, which was recently held here. But today, we're not going to talk about the river or the festival. Instead, we will talk about something else. Something unusual has happened. And to find out what, let's take a closer look at a busy bridge across the river. This is the Triveni Bridge, and it links the old town with the main highway. It's also one of the busiest bridges in this part of the country. Most pilgrims use this route to reach the Sangam, and among them are lots of sadhus, holy men who travel barefoot from one temple to another. Now, the bridge is in bad shape. It looks like it hasn't been maintained for years. In fact, most of the time the bridge is closed to vehicles. You can only cross it on foot. That's what most people do, both pilgrims and others. They cross the bridge on foot, and that's where they encounter the traffic jam. We'll explain how it started and how it works. Now, in order to understand this story, you need to know a little bit more about the rhesus macaque. These clever creatures are among the most widely distributed non-human primates in South Asia. They can live in various habitats, from mountains to lowlands, forests to urban areas. In fact, they can thrive anywhere humans live. They're also known to be highly adaptable. They're also known to be highly intelligent and social animals. They live in groups called troops and have complex social interactions. And they can also display affection towards their caretakers, but only if they're raised in captivity. If they're wild, no way. Just ask any wildlife researcher who studies these monkeys. These monkeys are herbivorous and omnivorous, meaning they eat mostly fruits, flowers, buds, and tree bark, but also insects, eggs, and small vertebrates. So yes, they're omnivores. They usually get their food in the forest, but here in Dehradun, their preferred habitat is the human world. Here, they can easily find snacks around temples and restaurants. Some locals even feed them. And so, these macaques prefer the safety of human settlements to the wild. And that's how they ended up on this bridge. This is their territory, and they demand toll in order to let humans pass. The toll is simple. Give us food, and we let you pass. Most travelers agree because what choice do they have? There's no other way to get to the other side. Even the local residents follow this rule. And that's why the bridge is always packed with tourists and locals holding bananas, biscuits, chips, and sweets. These offerings are placed on the bridge's railings, and the monkeys descend from the trees to collect them. Occasionally, they throw tantrums if the offering isn't good enough, but that's a rare occurrence. Mostly, it's a peaceful ritual. Once the humans have appeased the monkeys, they can cross over. And that's how this unusual barter system works. But we have more to tell you. The locals say the toll collection started about 4 months ago. No one knows who started it or how. One day the monkeys just started blocking the bridge and demanding food. Soon, a crowd would gather every evening as pilgrims tried to cross the bridge. Every evening, the same drama would repeat itself. The monkeys would snatch the offerings and jump back into the trees. Then one day, a man got fed up with this routine. He decided he wouldn't pay the toll anymore. He picked up a stone and threw it at the monkeys. One of them was hit and fell off the bridge. And that's when the trouble started. The monkeys were angry. The next day, they didn't allow anyone to cross the bridge. Soon word spread among the locals and pilgrims. They all stopped coming to the bridge. The monkeys had won. After 5 long days, one man tried his luck again. He crossed the bridge without giving in to the monkeys' demands. Of course, he wasn't carrying any food, but he did carry a stick. As soon as he reached the middle of the bridge, the monkeys surrounded him. They started screaming and snatching at his clothes. The man started beating the monkeys with his stick. It was a long fight, but slowly the man gained the upper hand. Encouraged by this success, more and more people started crossing the bridge. Slowly, life returned to normal. But the monkeys didn't give up. For the next few weeks, fights between the monkeys and humans continued. Then came the sadhus. These holy men are not supposed to harm any living being, not even in self-defense. So they couldn't fight the monkeys. On the other hand, they couldn't walk back because the bridge was closed. What were they supposed to do? They did the only thing they could think of. They sat on hunger strike until the monkeys allowed them to pass. And you know what? It worked. The sadhus sat on the bridge for 11 days. Their hunger strike made headlines. Soon, media crews arrived at the scene. And on the 12th day, the monkeys gave in. This is what one of the sadhus told the media. "We did not eat anything for 12 days. We survived only on tea and water. After 12 days, the rhesus monkeys allowed us to go ahead. We feel it is a victory of truth over might." That's when we intervened. We offered them bananas and biscuits, and they let us through. After this incident, the sadhus left for their next destination, but the toll collection continued. Sometimes the line of cars was so long that it went beyond the bridge. Also, we have a new video of the event. As you can see, the monkeys have become bold. They're not afraid of humans anymore. And that brings us to the next question. Is it right to feed the monkeys? Experts say no. Here's what a wildlife expert had to say about this issue. It is wrong to feed the monkeys because they are wild animals, and they should remain that way. They should not lose their fear of humans. If you feed them, they will become bold and aggressive. It also disrupts their natural behavior and makes them dependent on humans. So, yes, you shouldn't feed the monkeys. But who listens to experts anyway? The show must go on. And for the monkeys, the show means blocking the bridge and getting their share of biscuits and bananas. For the tourists, it's an opportunity to witness nature's cuteness, albeit from a safe distance. For the locals, it's just another part of their lives. It's not a big deal anymore. And that's probably why no one has bothered to remove the toll collection. Maybe one day the monkeys will get bored and move to a new location, maybe a shopping mall or a highway toll plaza. Who knows? What do you think? Should the bridge be cleared of monkeys? Do you enjoy such shows? Tell us in the comments. Also, if you enjoyed this episode, then don't forget to like it and share it. See you next time.